Now, the romance genre is a roller coaster ride of emotions no matter what anime we're talking about. It makes us feel as if we're floating in the air with those heart flutters and that warmth, only to hit us with the tragedy that's packed in for every viewer out there. So let's get ready to see some of the best and perfect love stories out there, with the romance setting the ultimate stage, that being marriage itself.
めっちゃタイプかも。
さっき見つけたんだ。今日のお礼ってことで。
Let's start off the list with the most perfect girl possible, Haruka Nogizaka herself. I mean, let's face it, how many girls have you seen who are such beauties, have a charming personality, and are at the top of their institution, and are otaku enough to blend in with you? Of course, daydreaming doesn't count. What I loved about these series in particular is how it took the otaku concept and flipped it over, this time the girl being the weeb, while having all these perks that makes everyone fall head over heels for that female character in an anime. I mean, the popular girl with the unpopular guy is still there, but it's the encounters and experiences that makes the series such a sweet treat, and the end just serves as the perfect cherry on top of the cake. As a kid, transferring schools is nothing worse than a nightmare. It's made even worse when you have a bunch of friends, a group you really want to get along with, at times leaving you with a bitter taste, and rather reluctant to open up to new faces. Sana Hidaka couldn't agree with me more here, because that's exactly how he felt when he had to leave Sakura no Mori, partying the lovely town while promising his friends that he'd always remember them. Having a rather rough time while in Tokyo, the boy's back in town and just wants to turn back time, relive those halcyon days that are merely a dream at this point, but time changes people, at times making the ones who were once the ones closest to you seem to be the ones that are most distant. My favorite part is how the two literally lift each other up, making up for what the other person lacks while helping to draw the best version of one another. Just too sweet. Are you a fan of earthquakes? You might be thinking I hit my head on the floor or something, but if you were given the opportunity to sleep under the same roof as your crush, would you be willing to let it destroy your home? Tough question. See it get animated in Itakiss, where the 200 IQ, the only character who can stand up against Yagami Light, is forced to have Kotoko there at the same place. Well, he wouldn't mind at all because the guy is just too genius for his own good, with a lot of quirks up his sleeve, making him the perfect high schooler. With a bullying little brother, a rather troublesome mother, and friends spicing things up every other episode, Itakiss is too cute while having all these characters that are rather stiff in the beginning, but love melts the most frozen hearts out there, no?
それが男のすることか。
This is exactly why I don't visit the library, gathering all these warriors to summon a holy deity? Me, with that stuff, I'd rather fail my exam. But Yuki and Yui weren't that smart, since the universe of the four gods wasn't a China they wanted to visit, even when on a year's vacation. Now burdened with the task of gathering these plebs for the ritual, Fushigi Yuugi is a genre medley that has something for every fan out there, made even sweeter by that pill of romance that makes sure you overdosed and had diabetes by the end of the series. The action and adventure genre drawing me all in, with an antagonist that made me want to pay attention despite my housefly attention span.
こいつのどこが執着がないって？
笠倉いらないでしょ。
Love flowers? Love ghosts? Well, you're in luck, cause this anime brings us the best of both worlds with one of the sweetest love stories anime has to offer. Stopping by the shore where the love of your life works sounds too 2000-ish, no? But that's exactly why it hits home for all of us boomers out here. In my opinion, the unique setting of the anime as to how it blends the supernatural with the natural while making us remember and relive that teenage romance once again is what makes it stand out compared to the rest of the titles out there. Will the deceased husband win and take over Ryosuke's body? Or will the protagonist win the heart of the flower in a field of flowers, that being Raka herself? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but it's still a journey you have to take while knowing the destination.
僕の姉。
殴るんだもんな。普通胸を触ったぐらいで殴るかな。
Ah, the nostalgia. This show brings back the retro vintage animation that was love at first sight. For most of us, goals and aims come first and foremost, especially when you're a hardworking person aspiring to achieve nothing but greatness in your future. But as they say, love changes everything. Gadai would add to the credibility of the fact that when he decides to leave the 24/7, 365 party house that he's a part of, that is until he comes across the new face Kyoko, a face that would appear in front of him whenever he'd close his eyes, be it night or day. A widow and still not fully recovered from her husband's death. Kyoko can't forget her first love. I mean, who can? But the beauty of this anime is that it made me realize that if your feelings are true and your heart beats for the very one you want to be with, then it won't take long until you've written your name in the scars of the heart you live for.
若さだけは 叶いませんね。
若さは可能性ですから。
なんだその捨てられた子犬のような目は。
Everyone wants that college scholarship to cover up that tuition fees that, at times, requires more than just a kidney out of your body, no? But sometimes that prestigious scholarship comes at a cost unheard of, especially if we're talking about Bokuben. The genius Natsuyuki must tutor the best the college has to offer. Wait, why would they need tutoring then? Well, everyone has that subject they suck at, right? No problem, Natsuyuki is here to help everyone with that. But with a childhood friend and a bunch of eccentric personalities there to keep him occupied, what kind of journey would the show take us on? What fascinated me the most about this title in particular was the anime and the manga being worlds apart. If he didn't marry your waifu, then don't let that sigh of relief, cause he's coming for her, bro.
無理無理、そりゃ何度も告白しようとはしたけど。
リホコ。
純一、どうしたの？
Getting stood on when it comes to a date sure leaves you with a bitter taste in your mouth. Afterwards, being hesitant when it comes to that block button isn't in anyone's dictionary, but that on something as romantic as Christmas Eve, where kissing under the mistletoe is the most romantic thing ever, literally breaks your heart in more than just two pieces. Tachibana is on board with us since he went through the exact same experience, leaving him rather traumatized. I mean, we can't blame the guy now, can we? But with he being the one on the choosing side this time, all these beautiful ladies with their unique personalities make the show worth all its praise, since it's captivating and a mesmerizing one-of-a-kind romance that is what made me rewatch the show more than just a couple of times. Will this Christmas Eve be different? Or will it just rub salt into the already bitter wounds of the poor boy? Let's find out!
失礼いたしました。はい。
家庭教師。俺。
The tutoring gig, back at it again. Guess I'll give it a go myself. First, encounters quite hold an impact, especially if the person you had this fateful encounter with ends up being the one you have to tutor. Uesugi and Utsugi having the good old school seat fight sure portrays hate at first sight if there's ever one. But Uesugi needs money because of the condition of the poor boy's household, and being offered a tutor position for a fortune isn't an opportunity even a celebrity would let go by that easily. Nevertheless, some things are just not included in the contract now, are they? The scam, or whatever you want to call it, is still in play, and Uesugi soon discovers that he won't be tutoring Itsugi alone. Her four sisters come together as a package, but they're all hot, so who gives a shit, right?
いた、ストーカーよ。上杉さんがストーカー。早とちりしすぎ。
なんでこいつらが。材料は同じはずなのに、僕の究極のメニューと全然違う。そしてお嫁さんのドヤ顔もすごい。まるで世界征服に成功した女王様みたいだ。
In case someone's wondering how the dating culture here is in the SEA, this anime gives you the perfect example if there's one. Being together only if marriage is guaranteed. But jokes aside, this anime was so beautiful, so captivating that I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, for the romance that the two characters had was just unlike anything else. All that made even sweeter by the animation and music, with the sheer determination and true love at first sight being brought fresh after a long time. It's safe to say that Tonikaku Kawaii is now one of the best romance titles the worst year ever, aka 2020, had to offer. And despite being all cooped up in our homes the whole year, it showed us that there's still hope even when you're on the respirator. Don't hesitate to propose to the girl you got feelings for. But dating COVID at the time, I'm pretty sure the virus would get super jealous.
そうよ。だから、あまり見ないで。
And there you have it. These are our top picks of the top 10 anime where the couple gets married at the end. Tell us in the comments which one's your favorite and why, since we'd love to hear your opinions. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and if you have an idea that turned out cool, tell us in the comments. We'll give you credits for it in case it ends up happening. Till then, stay safe, goodbye, and take care, otakus!